We are in front of the slaves' quarters at Cahawba Archeological Park, and we wanted to talk about the haunted history tours, which are coming up October 19th and October 26th. Tickets are available right now, 334-872-8058. But y'all didn't know I'd memorize that number, did you? I've got folks here. We got folks from Cahawba, Cahawba, and we also have Webb Paranormal. So first of all, let's start over on this end, and you are?
I'm Stan Fikes. I'm the lead investigator for Webb Paranormal.
Stan Fikes, great. And this is?
Jonathan Matthews with Old Cahawba Archeological Park.
And this is?
Carmen Yell with Old Cahawba Archeological Park.
I'm Teresa Fikes with Webb Paranormal.
Y'all got the same last name. Is that a coincidence?
Yes.
And you are?
I'm Debbie Hutchinson with Webb Paranormal.
And they are going to be stationed during the haunted history tour here in the haunted house. And first of all, let's talk about the haunted history tours. It's been going on for quite a lot of years. It's a lot of fun. How's it going to be? Is it going to be different this year? Tell us a little bit about it, if you would.
This is the only time of year visitors are permitted after dark. And not just any visitor, but ticket holders. So tickets are purchased in advance by visiting the visitor center or by purchasing them over the phone. This tour has been going on for 16 years, but the ghost stories of Cahawba go back to the Civil War.
Yeah.
So people have been experiencing strange and paranormal things for quite some time.
And these are ghost stories that have been told for generations. These aren't, as they say, we're not just jumping out and saying boo. This is actual stories that are people who experienced these things here back in the day, as they say, correct?
Right, so you'll be hearing genuine stories at the actual locations they happened.
Right.
So you'll get a chance to visit our new cemetery, new as in the 1850s, and hear some of the ghost stories associated with some of our eternal residents who are buried there. But you also get a chance to visit the Barker slave quarters here and participate in a paranormal investigation thanks to Webb Paranormal.
Right. Carmen, anything you want to add about the haunted history tours? And
Like he said, tickets are on sale now, and they can be purchased by calling the visitor center. Or if you have any questions, you can give us a call. And that number again is 334-872-8058. And we are looking forward to it.
so let's talk to Webb Paranormal. We'll start with the lead investigator. Tell us about how you got started into paranormal investigations.
Well, it was kind of a childhood thing, and seen some things I didn't understand. So as I got a little older, I said, well, maybe I need to search some of this stuff out. So, and then I had people to ask me, hey, can you come help me? I had this going on and this going on. So we decided to get into that and help people. That was our main thing. And, we can help, like we help in Cahawba, raise some money.
Right.
That's one of our main missions as well, trying to help our community.
That's awesome. I like that. And Webb Paranormal, you explained earlier, you were living in Webb, Alabama,
That's right.
and now you're living in
Hartford, Alabama. Right.
But the name is obviously there already.
Right. Yeah. Our grandkids went to Webb School.
Oh, well, there you go.
So, we were trying to support that community as
There
well.
you go,
So
yeah.
Here we come with Webb Paranormal.
There you go. And I'm going to say this is the wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the boss.
Well, that's right. That's the boss.
I
Mine's
agree.
over there. My boss came with me today to make sure I do it all this right,
Yeah.
So when you first met and were you a believer? Were you a skeptic, or did you?
Oh yeah, I was definitely a believer. Come from a family that had strong beliefs, but I'm more or less the historian in the
good.
group, and I'm also the marketing director.
Oh,
So
excellent.
I have a vested interest in the history, especially since I'm an Alabamian.
There you
I
go.
definitely want to learn about Alabama history and U.S. history as well. So it's just phenomenal that we get to be part of this and get to help discover some of the little mysteries of Cahawba.
It's one of the cool things about ghost hunting is it's all steeped in the history of the area. So when you go look for ghosts, you're also learning and then teaching the history, and hopefully people will catch on to that and go, well, you know what? there's some neat stories here. We need to save these places.
That's right.
Well,
We need-
we are paranormal investigators, which is different than ghost hunters.
Right, right.
And so we investigate where there's already been suspicious activity. And we come to see what it is there, and we investigate by doing paper trail research, a digital research. We go to courthouses, we go to libraries, we get out in the field, walk in the woods. We get out there and do that kind of research as well. It's not just looking at is there spirits here. It's going to find out the history of that area.
That's fascinating. How did you get connected with Webb Paranormal?
They're actually the producers of my radio show, Spooky Things. Yeah. And we had known each other before that. And one thing just led to another, and I became on the Webb Paranormal. I've worked with animals all my life. And
Cool.
the more exotic and the more bizarre, it just seemed to be the better for me.
I've got some bizarre animals too. My wife, my kids.
There's no research into that.
Oh, I know. Yeah, no figuring that one out.
But
But that's fascinating stuff.
yeah, so cryptozoology, I recently trained with Ken Gerhardt from Unsolved Mysteries with William Shatner. And I just learned a plethora of information that I never knew before. So it's just constant training, keeping up with everything. But paranormal investigations, research, is just really what I like. I mean, paranormal investigation really comes number one, and then cryptozoology, that's just my life's work.
Yeah, right.
Paranormal investigation is where my heart is.
Yes,
I
your
just
passion.
It is. It is.
So you say you have a radio show. Where's your radio show?
It's on the Webb Broadcasting Network,
Oh, wow.
and amazing shows. And not just mine. There's a plethora of shows on this network. Stan and Teresa work really hard keeping them updated and constantly moving. And my show is just so important to me. And Stan and Teresa make it happen.
That's awesome.
They make it happen.
I love radio. 40 years of it. Well, great. So let's talk again about the haunted history. We want to be sure that everybody knows that it's not, as you say, it's not just ghost hunting. It's not messing around. It's an actual investigation that y'all will be doing in this house,
Right.
with equipment that is designed for that. What kind of stuff will y'all bring along that we'll be able to see?
Well, we'll have EMF detectors. We'll have this thing called a V-pod. Also,
Oh yeah.
we'll probably bring in the REM pod in some situations. Of course, we'll have some what we call long cameras. It's our cameras that sees both ends of the spectrum and things like that. A lot of that I converted myself.
Oh wow, cool.
We EVP recorders, things of that nature. When the visitors come to the Barker's house here, we try to include them in everything that we do. It's not just sit back and watch us do. No,
Right.
we want them to participate, and that is the carry forth of
Right.
paranormal investigating. And as she was talking about the history, that is the validation part when we go in and investigate. We get all these histories of things that's happened and supposedly happened and things of that nature. And we use that information to carry forth our investigation, and we validate our investigation through research and vice versa. So, right, it's not just running down to your local supposed haunted house and say, hey, are you here? That type of thing. And I'm not knocking people, for doing their stuff, but it's just the way that we do things.
It's your style.
Right, and us getting in with old Cahawba, it is just kind of a dream come true for us, because the history part of it, we get to help our community. We get to help these great people and this great community here come in here, and we'll see if any of them's hanging around.
That's exactly what we want everyone to do. And want to remind everyone, as you said, this is a fundraiser for the park.
Yes, it
Tell us-
definitely is.
Yeah.
It's our largest event of the year.
Uh-huh.
We've been doing this for ages and ages.
Yeah.
And visitors that night are so much more than visitors. They become investigators,
Right.
which is a pretty rare opportunity itself.
Yeah, so you're going to hear a bunch of stories, but you will also get to participate in the investigation. So it's
That's right.
it's a lot of fun.
Exactly.
And they will get to use our equipment, so they don't even have to have the equipment. They will get to use ours, see ours. We'll have a display out in there so they can see everything that we got.
That's awesome.
And we do urge people, while they're on the tour, to bring their phone and take pictures, because a lot of times, you'll be surprised at what you actually see after.
Oh, yeah.
You,
And if you have
tour's over.
a digital recorder, I like to always bring mine with me, which I should have brought today.
One of the biggest things that we use, and we found out, we use digital recorders, don't get me wrong, but we also use the old school tape recorders.
Yeah, yeah.
And those pick up so much stuff. And,
Really?
on a digital recorder, things can be shifted around and moved and things of that nature and changed. On that recorder, it can't be because it's all magnetized and
Yeah.
stuck to that tape. So once it's there, it's there.
Yeah,
You
boy,
can't
you
change
just
it.
don't want to edit those tapes. Trust me.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
You know.
but that's a good point. I never thought about that.
Yeah, we've
Yeah.
had EVPs like crazy, strange noises in this place. We've had everything from screams
Hmm.
to mumbling, laughing,
Scratching.
scratching.
Wow.
We caught EVP. I put the digital recorder on the stairwell, and we're running around the park. We're not even here.
Right.
And I get back to the motel, and Teresa asked me, she says, "Hey, do you think you got anything on there?" I said, "I don't know, let's see." So we started listening to it, and it's like there was people walking up and down the stairwell having a conversation.
I'll be dang.
There was at least 2 males and a female.
Wow.
So, of course, we didn't hear any names or anything. So, stuff like that, whenever, both of our eyes went, whoa.
Right.
Because
Right.
nobody was here. In fact, the door was locked up.
And for some folks may not realize or understand, EVP is electronic voice phenomenon.
That's right.
And that's when an electronic device picks up disembodied voices,
That's right.
which is extensively used in paranormal research.
It is.
Easy for me to say.
Research.
They're messing my throat up
That's
already.
right.
Look at that.
And earlier,
I was about to ask you. Yeah, you were talking about some battery problems
yeah,
today.
we were just over at the cemetery doing some video work and stuff, and Jonathan was telling us about some of the stories and stuff over there. Well, her phone started overheating.
Wow.
Okay. I couldn't even use my phone, and Debbie's phone the battery started draining.
Wow.
So, now we've run into that before. Everything has an energy, okay? And sometimes you find entities, if you will, or other energies that tries to manifest. So they may not be quite strong enough. So they'll start pulling energy from other devices
Wherever they can
and
find.
things around. Even some of our investigators have been in situations to where they just instantly felt drained. And they were pulling on that person's energy. So that kind of happened today. Not saying that, of course, I took some video over there and stuff, and hopefully we'll have something on there.
Yeah.
But when that starts happening, we have other things. We work in threes. If we have a digital recorder, a video camera, and an EMF detector,
Right.
all working at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we have 3 validation persons.
Certainly. Yeah. Exactly.
So
yeah.
when we go
Understand.
back and check this out, I send it over to Debbie, and I send it to 2 other people, and we'll see what everybody comes back with. And if they come back, each one of them comes back with the same thing, then we go a little bit deeper into the investigation.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So it's not cut and dry most of the time.
Right.
People, I'm not going to sit there. It takes something for me to say it's haunted. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't hardly ever use that word. Okay, that's unexplainable. Okay.
Exactly.
And I hear a lot of people going, well, we debunked that. I don't use the word debunk. Okay, it's a strange word to me anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it may be invalidated, but
Okay.
not debunked. Okay, because something happened. Okay, when you debunk something, nothing happened. Okay,
Oh, that's a good point.
all right, so it invalidates, and that's the direction that we go, even in a public situation like this. So when we go through every bit of this stuff, even after we watch all the cameras and stuff that we set up, we go through hours, and we'll set up probably 4 or 5 cameras,
Wow.
and we'll have 40 hours of vision on each one of those cameras.
I'll be darned. That's amazing.
So
But then you got to go through all of that.
yes,
But as you say, you have
I have
3
a-
different sources.
right.
You got to go through all of it. But that's how you can get, like you said, the validation if they all, correspond, correlate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And now, of course, we have a pretty large team, and I can spread it out through the whole team. Sometimes I have 10, 12 people working on it.
Wow, really?
And we have come back with, I just don't really know what that is, but then we
Mhm.
might have 8 other people tell me exactly what they think, and it would, same thing Debbie, same thing Teresa,
Right.
and stuff like that. Everything is documented.
That's awesome. Yeah, I like that. That lends credibility
Sure.
to what you're doing. So you're doing scientific research as
That's
opposed to, as you said, ghost hunting.
And
Which
we
is
have a
big.
link to the Rhine Center.
Oh,
And so we can literally take our scientific data and dispatch it to the Rhine Center, and it becomes part of science history.
that's amazing. That's fantastic. Well, I tell you, I'm glad we have y'all down here. I got to tell you what I did. I've had the opportunity and the honor of being a part of the ghost, the haunted history since 2016.
That's
That was my
awesome.
first year.
That's all.
And that year, when and this has happened to me just about every year. After I would do my bit, I would get on the trailer and come back, because I always loved to come in the house and watch it. I did it last year. So the first year I came, I went in the house and I almost passed out. I got so drained, and so there was a couple of years I did not do it because of that experience, but started coming back and it wasn't quite as bad. Went to after everybody left and it was shut down, the folks that were doing it then, and we all went to the Crocheron columns.
Right.
And not only was I feeling sleepy and drained, but I was taking pictures all night. And I'm going to have to show some of the pictures right here. It was a different camera than what I have now. And I was fussing and cussing because all the pictures came out so milky and so cloudy. They just weren't very good. So about a year later, I was going to get a new phone. I just downloaded all those pictures onto a computer. And I went back to see which ones I wanted to keep. And I actually went through those pictures and realized that the reason they were so cloudy and milky is if you look, you can see the perfect round. I'll have to send them to you. I'll let you see.
Yeah.
The round. Apparently, right here around my face were about 5 orbs. And that would explain the drain. It was, when you see them, you see what I'm talking about. And I'm putting those pictures up on top of this video so everybody can see. But they're as distinct, perfectly circular lines in those pictures, and it's very milky and white. Now, other pictures I took that night were crystal clear. So it was really fascinating and interesting. So something's going on down here.
Yes.
So what is it?
Come
We
out
need to
and
find
out.
out.
That's right.
On the 19th and the 26th.
Yes.
They're
Okay.
truly the only times a year visitors are permitted after dark. Otherwise, Cahawba is day use only.
That is something that's amazing because everybody needs to realize that this is an opportunity they need to take.
Yes, absolutely.
Great. Hey, thank y'all for spending some time with me today. I appreciate that so much.
We've
Thank
enjoyed
you.
it.
And
Thank
well, hopefully
you.
we'll get everybody down here and have some fun with us.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Thank
All right,
you,
that's the
John.
19th and the 26th, and the phone number.
334-872-8058. And if no one answers, please leave a message and we will get back with you.
Great. Hey, thanks for joining us. We'll see you on the 19th or the 26th. Both are Saturday evening at Cahawba Archeological Park.